So Big Wit talked about our addition of adding Trent Brown to our lineup. He talked about the addition of having Trent Brown one side and Orlando Brown on the other side. And here's what he had to say about it. I love it. Got to be the biggest they have been since me and Willie were playing together my rookie year. Two monsters out there. You won't be able to see Joe Burrow back there. And that's actually been a joke that a lot of Bengals fans have been making. And it might, on the low, not even be a joke. Like, Orlando Brown's 6'8", okay? Trent Brown is 6'8". You have 6'8" on either side. Thankfully, we're not continuing this mentality of maybe getting like a left guard, right guard, center who are all 6'8", and now you just have a whole squad back there who's 6'8". And Joe, who is still, good height, don't get me wrong, but like when you're sitting behind 6'8" guys, Big Wit is not joking here. It's almost to a point where you're not going to be able to see over the offensive line. And if we go back to that 2006 team where Andrew Whitworth was, see, it's so weird for me to call him Andrew Whitworth. I just call him Big Wit every single time. But back in the day, he was 6 foot. He is 6'8", obviously. Well, no, actually, wait. How tall is Andrew Whitworth? 6'7". Sorry. When he played his rookie season, he was across from Willie Anderson. Willie Anderson is 6'5", 340 pounds. You had 6'7", 330 for Big Wit. And then who else did we have here? We had Eric Steinbeck. Oh, there we go. 6'6", 295 pounds. Holy crap. 6'4", 303 for Eric here. Then we had Bobby Williams, who was 6 foot. Nope, wrong guy. We had Bobby Williams, 6'4", 345 pounds. So we had some interesting set of events there. And then, of course, I missed that. TJ and Chad on the same team. Carson Palmer at quarterback. I miss having Chad and TJ on the same team. But if we go all the way now to 2024, let's skip forward here into our magic time machine, 2023. Actually, oh no, it's not going to show me here. Okay, so I'm going to have to actually go to the depth chart because technically our roster is not here yet because obviously, season hasn't started. Even though I feel like once the off season starts, it's automatically next season is here. But anyway, though, so going back to it, Trent Brown is 6'8", 355 pounds. And then you have Orlando Brown, who's 6'8", 345 pounds. We have Cordell Volson, who obviously is 6'6", 315. And then how tall is Teddy K? 6'4", 310. Okay. And then we have Kappa, who is 6'6", and okay, these freaking dude. I'm telling you right now, this is why you can't use online without an ad blocker. You guys see this, right? 6'6", 310. All right, so this is the biggest we have ever been on the offensive line across the whole entire Cincinnati Bengals history. And again, keep in mind, we might potentially draft somebody at the guard position, or even again the tackle position, which we're definitely tackle position. But even guard position, we might draft somebody. So if we go to a mock draft real fast, let's go ahead and go in here. For example, if we take offense tackle, okay, so right now, let's just go through options, right? J.C. Latham is off the board, but he's 6'6", 335 pounds. Other guys we could take is Troy. He's 6'4", 317. Okay, who else we got here? We could take Fuaga, who's 6'6", 334 pounds. Again, all these guys are going to be, obviously, right tackle-wise, going to be backups, but still, they're going to be backups, eventually starters. 6'7", 340 pounds. Tyler Guyton, if we end up taking him, I hope not, but 6'7". Kingsley is also 6'6", 315. And then if we go to offensive guards, because again, hopefully we get a replacement for Cordell Volson, Jackson Powers Johnson is 6'3", 320. Now, usually guards and centers are not as tall. They're usually big, but they're not as tall as tackles are. But still, it's very possible that they could still be very tall. 6'3". Christian Haynes. Haynes, I'm talking about him, 6'2". Yeah, usually guards aren't like that tall. 6'3", 6'4". How big is McCormick? 6'5". Yeah, he's known for being a big body guy. So 6'5", 315. Yeah, you get to a point where you're like, where's Joe back there? Because again, Joe is only so tall, man. He's only so tall that you get to a point where it's like, oh man, that's it. You have a lot of taller guys in front of him. Obviously, Joe can still see over the line, no problem at all. If he was like, like 5 feet tall to be a problem. But 6'6" for Zach Zinner, 6'6", 322. So again, like I said, you're getting like really tall as you go down. It'll be interesting. It'll be definitely interesting to see how this all turns out. But with the fact that we did get Trent Brown, if we're on the clock right here with this pick, we're taking Byron Murphy II. There's no question. Like, out of all these options, I kind of do love Johnny Newton. But even then, I think if we're on the clock right now, this pick, you got to take Byron Murphy II is the best defensive lineman in the draft. He is bar none the best defensive lineman in the draft. And in the second round here, after you go the first round there, Zach Fraser does interest me a lot. Center, move him to guard. See how he can work at guard. Jatavian Sanders does interest me a lot as well. Very good vertical threat tight end. I gotta say, at this second round, I'm probably going center. And I'm going to move him to guard. Or you can just move Teddy K to guard and have a new center. That's also an option. Third round here. Probably going with Paul here. End of the third round here. To be honest, this is where I'm kind of looking toward. I love Ray Davis personally. I don't think they go with running back in the first 3 rounds, but I do love Ray Davis. Eric All is an option here. I know the PFF's going to hate if I take him. But out of all the options available here, I still feel like Eric All is the best option. Michael Hall, I'm not against the idea. I'm going to go Michael Hall here. Let's go with Cade Stover. Let's go with... Not really too interested. He's going to move to safety. He's going to move to safety eventually. Theo Johnson, really like him in this round. 6th round here. Again, he'll probably end up moving to safety. Ooh, see, now this is when we're going to take a cornerback, and I feel like we're going to take a corner before this pick. And taking a corner right now would be kind of a reach. Could go with this guy and kind of have him as a hybrid safety corner, but I feel like if we're taking a corner, we're taking a cornerback 4, and then we could always take someone in free agency. Keep that in mind. Take another tackle here. Probably at this pick, a little bit of a reach, but I'm going to take a wide receiver. Yeah, I'll take another offensive lineman. Probably at this pick here, another tight end. And I might take a corner. Just for the crap of it. So, again, kind of a rough mock draft there. A+ for Byron Murphy. A for Zach Fraser. Paul. Okay, wow. Got an A for that draft. They didn't like the cornerback and they didn't like the wide receiver. But those two were kind of just, filler picks. Kind of, wow, they actually love that. I was like, this is a little bit of a rough mock draft. And the freaking PFF was like, this is probably the best mock draft you have done so far. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.